The subject that changed my life. I still remember the first day of high school. A hot, noisy morning filled with laughter, chaos, and fear. Everyone seemed excited except me. I was the kind of student who preferred sitting in the back corner, invisible, praying the teacher wouldn't call my name. Books and grades never excited me. Math gave me headaches, history felt endless, and science was a mystery written in another language. I wasn't lazy, I just didn't see the point. Every day felt the same. Wake up, go to school, come home, get scolded for bad marks. My parents worried about me, teachers complained, and I slowly started believing what everyone said, that I wasn't good enough. But sometimes, life changes direction in the most unexpected ways. And for me, that change came in the form of one simple class: English literature.
A new teacher, a new world. It was the beginning of my 10th grade. Our old English teacher had retired, and a new one had joined, Mr. Raymond. He was young, energetic, and always had a spark in his eyes, as if he knew something the rest of us didn't. On his first day, he walked into class carrying nothing but a small book. He looked at us and said, "Today, we won't study English. We'll explore life through stories." Everyone looked confused. Wasn't English supposed to be about grammar, essays, and boring comprehension? But he opened the book and began reading a short story, The Last Leaf by O. Henry. His voice was calm yet powerful. As he read, the classroom grew silent. The story of a sick girl, hope, and sacrifice filled the room with emotions I couldn't explain. When he finished, he looked up and said, "Words have power. They can make you cry, dream, or even change who you are." Something inside me clicked. For the first time, I felt connected to a subject. It wasn't about memorizing rules. It was about understanding people, emotions, and the world.
Finding my voice. From that day, I started paying attention. Mr. Raymond encouraged us to write our thoughts, not just correct sentences. He would say, "Don't write what's right, write what's real." When I turned in my first essay, I expected a C or D, like always. But he handed it back with an A and a note: "You have a voice, don't ever stop using it." I read that line again and again. No teacher had ever said something so kind to me. It was the first time I felt seen. Slowly, I began writing more. Poems, small stories, even diary entries. Each word gave me strength. My grades improved, but more importantly, I started to believe in myself.
Beyond the classroom, Mr. Raymond didn't just teach us about literature, he taught us about life. Once he said, "You don't have to be perfect in everything. You just need to find one thing that sets your soul on fire." For him, that was teaching. For me, I was beginning to realize it was writing. He often gave us creative writing assignments. One day, he asked us to write about our biggest fear. I wrote about failure, about failing everyone. He responded, "Failure isn't the end. It's just the start of your story." That line stayed with me forever.
The turning point. Near the end of the school year, Mr. Raymond announced a story competition. Everyone had to write an original story. I was nervous, but decided to try. I wrote about a shy student who found courage through words, basically about myself. When the results were announced, I couldn't believe it. I won first place. The entire class clapped, and Mr. Raymond smiled proudly. He said, "See, I told you, one subject can change how you see yourself." That day, something inside me shifted permanently. For the first time in my life, I felt capable, not because of a grade, but because of purpose. The life that followed. Years have passed since then. I went on to study English literature at university. Now, I work as a writer and storyteller, helping others express their emotions through words. Sometimes when I sit down to write late at night, I still hear Mr. Raymond's voice. Don't write what's right. Write what's real. He didn't just teach me a subject, he gave me a direction, a voice, and a reason to believe in myself.
Moral of the story. Sometimes the subject that changes your life isn't the hardest or the most popular one. It's the one that touches your soul. It's the one that shows you who you are, not who you're supposed to be. For me, that subject was English literature. It taught me that words have power, that stories can heal, and that education is not about marks. It's about finding meaning. So, if you ever feel lost, don't give up. Maybe your life-changing subject is waiting for you in the next classroom, in the next story, or in the next teacher who looks you in the eyes and says, "You have a voice. Don't ever stop using it."